going on. This morning I have Genesee ice and just pondering all these ice storms coming up soon. Snow conditions. I think the immediate area I'm in right now is supposed to get 1 or 2 inches. Travel that might be a pain in the ass. I don't know. I might have to wait it out a little longer and just see what's going on here with this. So, hey, Slugbo, what's happening? Probably won't be a very long live stream. God. But yeah, like the topics of discussion, I think I got an idea. Since I'm cracking a beer in the morning, let's just continue to talk about liquor stores and stuff. Let's talk about drinking in liquor stores and how the liquor stores look pretty good around my way or where I've been, where I've stayed. Um, I can't believe how nice some of the liquor stores actually look. Even some of the ones that are little, they might look like they're in a dumpy area or whatever. Not too many of them here have that overly run down look to them, like in Tampa, or Columbia. They don't really have that overly run down look to them. You could say maybe on the outside, but then you go on the inside, it's more. You don't really find too many of those convenience stores with those funny smells. That's pretty much what I'm saying. You know how you go to a convenience store, sometimes you get like one of those like those funny candle smells or something like that. Just like that funny smell, I can never pinpoint what it was when you walked into a convenience store. You know, like I don't know. Bottom line is there's not much to do, or when you're in the middle of doing something or whatever, or just if you're puttering around or whatever, you're pretty much gonna go to liquor stores to buy your beer or whatever, or your liquor, or you know, and you're just gonna ponder everything. But this is the kind of area for sure that, assuming you get out driving in the morning or whatever, I can actually picture myself going to the liquor store right when it opens, like at 10 a.m. It's just kind of the general vibe I get here because you got to drive everywhere. So if you got to get up early to go places or something, one of your first stops could actually be a liquor store. Believe it or not. It actually could. What do you think about it? You'll be one of those people waiting in line for the liquor store to open. Yeah, it's actually There's actually something that's like you're not at the bar, but you're still waiting with the people who normally would have went to those kind of bars years ago, like when you had all those dive bars and rundown kind of places when prices at bars used to be pretty cheap, but then COVID came, and then even before COVID, it was getting more expensive to just sit down at a bar and get a drink. But now you can't even really do that too many places. For something like this, you're paying at least two something. At least in Florida, like natural ice went for like 275 when that could have been like $1.50 or $1.75, probably about 2 to 3 years ago. So so going out to the bars is really there's not a ton of inflation really in the beer stores. I don't find, and I don't find too much inflation in the cigar stores. But what I do find is that in the bars, the prices have gone up. So it makes more sense just to go to the liquor store oftentimes, unless you discover a cool bar up the street, and then you might have to get what their cheapest might be if you really like the atmosphere. But one place here, I got a small pizza yesterday from this place called Pizza King. Okay, Pizza King, which is supposed to be a chain in Indianapolis, a small chain. It's supposed to have good pizza. And I'd say the taste of the pizza was good. But one problem was for a 7-inch pizza, it was a thin crust, so it wasn't a lot of food. Usually with the small pizza, I like a thick crust. Honestly, I like a thicker crust with the smaller pizza. One that size. I like a thicker crust and more sauce and cheese on it, at least to keep you somewhat full. I had this pizza, and yeah, it tasted good. The sauce, it tasted quite like a good Italian pizza, I'd say. The toppings were good. The crust was made good, but it was so thin that it didn't even really fit for a small person. It didn't even fill the cavity. I had to get $2 store pizzas to try to finish off my craving. No, I had to get two of those dollar store pizzas that you heat in the microwave, like those cheese and pepperoni, $1 a piece or something. Some name brand puts them out or whatever. Um, some name brand puts them out. I don't know which one it was, but I had to eat that yesterday to finish out my craving for because the pizza didn't fill me up or whatever. Crack Joint Gomez, what's going on? Do you have any opinions on the more recent happenings going on with me and your community? Any anything? Because I sure rubbed them up in tonics last week. I'll tell you that. I sure got them going over in tonics, didn't I? Didn't I really put on quite a show there in tonics a week or two ago? I think it was 2 weeks ago. I'm not sure. 2 weeks ago, maybe. Time flies. It's probably at least 2 weeks ago. And then all these soccer cows tried telling me what they thought was what. Like, oh, I'm their Lowe's cow. Blah, 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 blah. Well, I was in tonics. You were in there too. That's why I asked you. No, wait, it was Courtney. It was Courtney. That's right. It was in Courtney. That's where it was. I'm practical. You might be cool with Courtney. Okay, all fine and good. The thing about Courtney is Courtney's very flaky. Courtney's like an air, you know. I've talked to her before, yeah. But Courtney is an airhead, like to the max. She's flaky. You can't depend on her, really. She's just here for this bullshit. She's not even a juggalo. I don't even get why she's even here, to be honest with you. And but then again, I'm really not either. But I don't know why she, of all people, gets so involved. Like someone who has a job, right? Like her. I don't know why someone like her would get involved in the online drama so much, especially where she has a job and shit. Yeah, it's kind of. I never got it really with her. And why she'd hang out around Bloated Kiki, like of all people. They said that Bloated Kiki came back. I don't believe he came back. I looked for him. Where is he? I don't see him nowhere. People are saying that he came back. I don't see him anywhere really. Oh, the King. Oh yeah, okay. Do you like the King Cobra? Oh really? Yeah, they're kind of strange over there. Yeah, they are. Hey, Genesee Ice this morning for breakfast. This stream is brought to you by Genesee Ice. One of the best cheap beers you buy. This 6 pack where I'm at now is like $3.49, and with the tax, it ended up being $3.70 for a 6 pack of Genesee Ice in a 12-ounce can. Right. It's 5.5% alcohol. Since I don't have any coffee, I've been drinking beer. You know what? This is kind of a beer town. You figure it's like here more than even in Florida. I feel more compelled to just crack open a beer for breakfast here. In Florida, I wasn't doing it as much. Actually, I was doing it here and there, not as much as now though. I find like both in here in Columbia, South Carolina, both okay, both capital cities, by the way. Seems like I always drank more when I was in capital cities. I don't know why. Even Sacramento, I got my fair share of beer too, and I drank it when I was there. Um, I would just do those 40-ounce drinking videos. That was when I was on a doorstep in Sacramento of a rental. That's that's where I did those videos from. Out in East Sacramento, like where the fabulous 40s are and all that. So I've been around. I've been around the block for a minute, for a good minute. Uh, I have I've made a lot of contributions in the way of content, so no one can ever take that away from me. I'm just going in another direction now. For the most part, it's like I'm the same, yet I'm not the same. Yet I'm transitioning into something else. My new person, even more. My female person, even more. Life, a little more. I'm not giving my all to this YouTube bullshit anymore, really. Outside of occasional watching, I don't really even watch that many people. I mean, I was watching a little bit of birds when I woke up. That's about it. I'll play a little of that right now. I'll just play this. He's talking about like he's the only one getting trolled now. It's because he's still involved. Because he's still involved. That's why. You don't have to do shit to any of it. Yeah, so it's pretty exciting, don't you think? Like someone looking on the outside in. Like I'm really trying to forward myself in such a tough climate to forward myself, and the odds are against me more than they ever have. But I try to pull through, but it's tough. I have many days where I'm just like, Christ, and even then, I don't even have many days like that. I have days like yesterday was a shit day. I was all in my emotions yesterday. I was like just freaking out to myself, like shit. And then at nighttime, someone messages me and talks to me, and who knows? This guy I'm talking to seems pretty serious. That's fine. Just trying to ride the wave, but who knows? But long story short, if this thing goes through, it will not be a long distance relationship. It'll at least be within range because it would be kind of near the areas I'm going to, if that would be the case. Um, but no, yesterday it was just a shitty day. It was raining here all day. It kind of reminded me of Portland. It rained here all day, and you just, it did yesterday. I don't know what today's going to be like, but I think it's a clear day today. I checked the weather forecast pretty quickly here. We're in for some shit for the next couple days, so I'm gonna have to probably get another 2 days at least on this hotel and get some rest and then take off. I don't know what I'm gonna do next, but I have an idea what I'm gonna do, but I don't know what I'm gonna do. And that's usually how I like to keep it, so I don't let everyone know what's going on 100%. Then everyone will know my business. I know what I'm gonna do, but I don't know what I'm gonna do. You know, you have a lot of Jacob on rainy days. On rainy days, I smoke cigars. They feel a little more moist on rainy days, even when I'm in a dry environment. Uh, It says tomorrow's going to be snowing. If I want to have a cigar in my truck, I got to have it. Because you know what happens if I smoke in these rooms? These are all indoors. There's no outdoor to a motel. So this is like an upgrade in a sense. Even though it's cheaper, it's still an upgrade. because the doors are inside. There were these fucking rowdies that were here yesterday. I had to knock on the fucking door and scream at them at one point. Then I gave up after a while because they just never stopped fucking talking. But where I didn't give up was I kept reporting them. I reported them 10 times to the front desk. See, I'll do that. I will report people till something's done about them. I will just keep on them, on them, on them, on them, on them, on them. And it's like I was putting a spell out there by doing that, actually. I wasn't literally putting a spell on them. I was a little bit, but I was doing it more in the sense of calling the front desk every time they made noise, or every time they just wouldn't shut up, or every time they checked on them and they still were making noise. You know, I kept calling and calling and calling and calling. And then by the morning, they cussed out one of the Indian managers here, and the Indian had enough and threw him out. The Indian just had enough and he threw him out, you know. But that's what I've done when there was like when there was riffraff in these motels, okay, whatever I've stayed in them, I literally had to kind of do my own kind of, I don't know if I'd call it policing, but maybe a little bit. Like if it got so bad, I was getting to the point where I would have fucking escorted them out the door myself if nobody was going to do anything about it. Like I was literally, if I felt like all of it was on me and no one was, but then there were people up at the front actually complaining about it, I guess, too. So between all the complaints and then, but they were pretty lenient with them considering. I mean, they didn't even believe really in knocking on people's doors here. I had to tell them, it's like they're so bad. They're so bad to the point where you do need to knock on their door now. Enough's enough. You have to literally go there and knock. Yeah, exactly. And this was all white trash, literally. Not one of them were black. It was all white trash. I'll tell you that. And and I think they might have been paid probably to break up things. Like some people are kind of, I think they pay some people to disturb businesses, don't they? Aren't there groups of people they pay to disturb businesses, and that's how they make their living? I think these people were that. They take the most strung out people they can find. Okay, they keep them up all night long. These people never fucking went to sleep. They kept yapping and yapping, and I could hear them right next to me yapping and yapping from afternoon to the middle of the night. I've never seen anything like that. Even in Colombia or even in Tampa, I never seen anything like that. And this has been a pretty quiet place. Besides them, I don't hear nothing around here really. But then sure enough, they bring them in. Someone had to pay them because this was a pretty quiet motel. This is a pretty quiet motel. And the owner of this, and I guess, see, I find out a lot of things, okay? I find out a lot of things that people end up telling me, all right? And from what it sounds like, the new, it says my connection's unstable. I don't think it is, though. But, you know, maybe someone out there knows that maybe the management here has been getting rid of people. Maybe they know that and they're trying to keep a peaceful place, maybe a bit more. So maybe someone knew that and they paid people possibly to come in here and stay up all night. What do you think? Because it's just their natural way. They're just strung out pieces of shit, and they talk and talk all night, and they're loud, and they might not bang a lot, but their voices definitely friggin' travel, and they talk and talk and talk. I don't know. How do you sit there all day and do that? That's someone had to pay them because people like that normally can't afford motel rooms. Usually, people like that usually can't afford motel rooms. I don't know unless they have some enablers or something. But I don't. The girl knocked on my door thinking that her drug dealer was here and I was here. I answered the door instead. And it turned out she was actually a Satanist. Okay. And then I think when me and her were in here and stuff together, she was, I think it created an energy together actually. Because she was like a punk rock type Satanist. She actually had a suicidal tendencies hat on. She was hot. She was real good looking. I'll definitely say that. But she had a lot of issues. She was like picking the scabs on her legs. She had like blackheads all over. I'm like, blackheads? How do you get all those blackheads? It's like, aren't blackheads a thing that people get when they're a teenager? I literally asked her that, but you know. But she was cool, I thought, but she had just kind of a lot of issues in her life. And people didn't really help her that much. And I really got a front row seat to that person's life also, along with the prostitute there in Tampa that I ran into. And then this person here who isn't a trans person. She's a genetic girl, but she's more like a punk rock, genuine type leftist kind of girl, I guess you could say. It's stuff like that. And I had to talk with her a little bit and trying to think where her feet were hurting. Her she had a bad back. She said after she left my room and I was out, she's like, "Oh shit, now I have a bad back or something." And she texted me, "Berg show, what is going on?" I was just playing your live stream actually. I'm gonna continue playing it now since you're in here. So you got all the attention now. Congratulations, Bergs. That's what happens when you participate fully in there. You don't do anything really, but you still participate. That's the thing. Well, you've participated enough with those people where now they can do this. Crack joint Gomez, take care. Beer for breakfast. Listening to the birds right here. Genesee Ice. This is one of the best beers for the money. Genesee Ice. I like Genesee a lot, actually. Jill. Jill trolls people. Jill is a fucking troll. I'm gonna say that right now. Jill is a fucking troll. I've seen her operate enough to know that she's a troll. She stirs up shit on purpose when the cameras are on. She definitely does. At least that's. And something tells me Jill's still very involved behind the scenes. Something still tells me that. Oh, that's a joke. Mr. Facehat, that's a story. You know why he's saying that, right? Because he's thinking he doesn't know a lot. I don't think he would have talked about it if he did. The only thing he ever smokes is cigarettes, and he only bought a cigar because I smoked them. I'm not gonna, but I'm not gonna discuss him on here. It's so irrelevant to discuss that piece of shit. Why continue to discuss it? You know, he doesn't know anything about cigars, really. I mean, not that I know of. He never talked about it ever. He just did it because I was doing it. That's what he does. He just does things because other people do. And I did catch him say that I was boring and shit. But you know what? I don't give a fuck. I don't want to do his kind of content anyway. I don't aim to do his kind of content. So I consider that a compliment if people say I'm boring when I want nothing to do with them anyway. That's actually a compliment to me. You know? I mean, I did driving videos more interesting than his more recently. So he's absolutely one to talk when it comes to that shit. He's going to cigar party thing. Where is there a cigar party going on in New Jersey right now? They're very regulated over there for cigars. What? Where? Like, I don't know. Atlantic City, probably. Don't ask me. Mr. Fisher, why are you making shit up for? That's not a real story. I didn't hear anything about that. Is it really? Come on, stop. Stop if it isn't. He doesn't know anything about cigars. Come on. I remember a long time ago he had a conversation with Bergs like, what kind of people smoke cigars anyway? I mean, who really even gets them? Like someone like that wouldn't really know too much about them. You know? Hey Herbert, what's going on? I did a few drive-in streams prior to this one. 2006 to 2012. I don't think so. He lies about everything, dude. You know he bullshits about everything because he sees this life as bullshit. So he came here and bullshitted about everything. Yeah, top cigar sales from 2006 to 2012. That's a good one. That's a good one. That's a fucking good one. I suppose I drink and drive. What, you mean when I'm doing the live streams? Well, I didn't have a beer with me when I was doing them. I wouldn't do that in a new city. Only if I know the area pretty good, I'll drink and drive typically. At the same time, if I feel the area out maybe and I know it's pretty safe to do, what are the odds I'd get into an accident? Should I be paying attention more on certain roads than others? Then I probably wouldn't be drinking anything with a higher alcohol content in it. No. Uh, but But yeah, I have cracked a beer open while driving. Yes, I have. I actually did it when I was in St. Pete that day, like along the beach. I got that oak machine beer, and I was drinking that while I was driving. I wasn't making it too obvious, but I was. So yeah, I caught that briefly, and I'll tell you something. That's not a good look to go for. That's like the egghead mustache look. That's like one of the worst looks you can have. Like to be an egghead and to have a mustache. That's There's nothing becoming about that at all. There's nothing becoming about that. Why are you talking about this fucking guy to me? I don't care to fucking talk about. I'm gonna kick you out if you keep talking about it. All right? Because that's not. No, you better stop talking about him right now, or I'm kicking you out. All right. This isn't the noodles chat. You're gonna be fucked in the ass royally if you keep bringing them up. I'm telling you. What do you got to say to that? No, you're getting in a timeout. I'm not putting up with it. You can go sit in the fucking corner for 300 seconds. This is my chat. It's not his chat. And it isn't your fucking chat. It isn't Barter's chat. It's none of you's. It's mine. Learn to live with it, punk bitch. You like that, huh, Herbert? You like that? Yeah. Well, there's going to be more of that. There's been a lot of that. Some of the leftover trolls come on my channel sometimes. Some of the leftovers from the old days, you know. My channel's going into a new. No, that's going. That's fucking going. That's probably you. That's probably you. Yeah. You're bored, so you got nothing else to do. You know what? Eat my middle finger right there. You see that? That's what it's always been for you people. There you go. Right there. You see that? See that right there? Take a good fucking look at it. All right? Take a good look at that. Okay? That's what I think of each and every one of you. Right there. Yeah, like the fucking people in the hotel room the other day. Yeah, they're probably awake all night. Yeah, probably. Um, well, I don't care. But what would be funny is if, assuming it was them, which I think it is, then they'll bring it up to Anderson Henderson. Then they'll talk about me to him when he goes live again, and it'll be so overwhelming for him. He'll go, oh yeah, no, oh, fuck. Yeah. I know their patents, but I know their patents very well. They can't get anything over on me. And that's what they don't like, and that's why they didn't like. So it's neither here nor there. So, anyways, time for some music. Enough of this bullshit. I gotta play some music. I gotta get rid of this crap. Tell me if you can hear music on this live stream. So the laptop, I've had trouble playing music before. I'm gonna do a live performance. Actually, I'm gonna play a live performance here. If I can actually get this on. You hear that? Mark Lanigan, I guess, died. I found out. I guess he friggin' died recently. He died yesterday. Holy shit, he did die yesterday. I heard about that. And I was listening to him last week a lot. I was listening to his Bubblegum album. We're going to shut this off and do a music stream. That's what we're going to do. Talk to you later. 34 minutes. So stay tuned. I'm gonna go live again on my phone, and I'm gonna play music. I'll tell you in a minute. I'll tell you in a minute.